everybody. Are you going to be going to a bachelorette party or another summer fun event this summer? Well, then you are going to want to know the hottest trends for eyes right now. Come get party ready with me. I'm going to be teaching you how to create a summery golden eyeshadow look. And today it's all about creating that sexy, smoky, smoldering eye that you can wear to any bachelorette party or a summer fun event. Hi, everybody. I'm Caroline. I know I have Rachel usually with me, but she's on a fabulous vacation right now in Cancun, Mexico. So she'll be back with us next week. Thank you so much for joining me. Please say hi in the chat. I love seeing you there. I love interacting with you. Ask me questions because this is all about for you and tips to share with you. And we also love to hear your tips as well. This is Get Ready With Me, and today it is still on our wedding series, Saying I Do with Lancome. So let's get right into it. I'm going to teach you how to create this golden summery eye. The first thing we're going to do, as you can tell, my makeup is super light right now. The first thing we're going to do is liner. So the reason why is because sometimes we could be a little bit messy when it comes to some darker shadow. And if you're newer to liner or a different version of liner, maybe you're not used to, mistakes are normal. It's actually expected, and it's good to learn because that's how you become better. So my favorite liner tip, this is how I've taught liner for a long time, and also how I apply it on myself, is mapping it with a dark shadow and a small brush to balance your shape before you're going to actually apply your liquid liner, because that's what we're going to apply a little bit later. So I'm actually going to be using this palette. It looks super blue, but it's going to stay a little bit more smoky because we're only going to use a couple colors. And the first one I'm going to be using is this dark, it's almost like a black shade. And I'm going to get my small edged brush and I'm going to generously put the eyeshadow on it. And I'm going to take a folded tissue and I'll get really close. But what we're going to be trying to do, I should probably use a mirror for this as well, is, let's see, there we go. We're going to create that straight edge with the tissue, and we're going to go actually underneath. We talk a lot about just eye application in general, but for people, I know there's a lot of people who struggle with more of a hooded eye or more texture, or maybe you don't get a lot of your eyelid showing and it kind of just looks black. So we're going to do our best today by just mapping underneath the eye. This might be new for some of you, so don't worry if it goes a little crazy. And you know what? I feel like I'm in a safe group because sometimes things do look crazy when we apply too, but it always turns out, you know it. So we are going to go with the bottom waterline as a guide. And the first step, as I said, will be to use your brush with the shadow on it, and we're just going to mark our wings. Like I said, it's going to be like slightly crazy, so just go with it. But that's like the direction we want to go. Also, because we're starting with the eyes, it's super easy to clean up if it's like way too far for you and you're like not about like how heavy the makeup's going to be looking. So you can always correct it super easily. Same here, we're going to start below and just create that outside wing. We want to get them as like even as possible. This one's a little downturned. So what we're going to do to fix that is take a little bit of concealer. We usually wait for the end to kind of fix that, but you can take flat brush. Say you have that perfectionist eye and you just have to see things being shaped correctly as you go. It's okay to start shaping it. All right, so this is like the direction. Hi, Margot. Thank you so much for saying hi. Thank you so much for being here as well. Let me know if you'd like to me to show you anything that I'm not currently showing you, because Rachel's going to be back next week with me, and we would love to have you know, your questions there. And then there's Dawn. Hi, Dawn. Hi, Caroline. So excited about these colors and all the tips you're sharing today. Thank you so much. Dawn, you know I love you. Thank you for being here. All right, so we're gonna transform this direction. So this part is really about getting these angles straight, and you're using a powder, so it's not super intimidating. We're gonna try and keep as much away from the inner part of the lid as possible, because the modern cat eye right now is more about the smoke on the outside and the wing on the outside, and being able to see that upper lid. So we're gonna just take our tissue again and start filling in with our brush. And you have to bear with me per usual, because sometimes I mess up, but that's, like I said, totally normal, and it shouldn't be like a big deal when that happens. Although sometimes cat eyes can really like stress people out. I know it's a lot of pressure. You have precision, you have balance that you're taking into consideration. You are trying to like make sure they're both symmetrical. So I always do the steps like one step at a time. So I always bounce back and forth. And this is also how I do my brows as well. I don't do like one whole brow first. I tend to do a brow, and then I will go like back and forth on all the different types of steps. So you see how it's kind of like faded in? That's what you want. Like on the outer edge, you want to start creating that fade in. And then we're going to just connect it. And what you want to avoid though is any type of like geometrical shape on the top lid of your eye. You want to create this nice swoop. So I kind of like how it's going here. Obviously down here it's like a little too dramatic. So I'm going to take my concealer and just go ahead and wipe it away a little bit on the bottom. And do you see this tail here? I'm also, what you can't see is I'm like wiping off as I go, because otherwise if I continue to like mark the eye, it'll just be chaos, and that's unnecessary too. So I think I like it. I think we could continue. What's also really nice is say, hey, how's it going? You want to learn with me? Awesome. I love it. I don't see a name, but that's okay. I hope you grab your brushes, grab your makeup, grab whatever dark shadow. You don't have to be using the stuff that I use. You could grab whatever you have, or you could even like draw it on a piece of paper, just to get that muscle memory in. So here, I had this idea the other day. If you run out of your all over concealer, this is what I would do with like a empty wand. Say this is my wand that is done. This is a perfect wand to just shape. So keep your wand, clean it, and then use it as your shaper. It's amazing. Obviously you don't want to like do it on your brand new one, but it works so well, almost like a flat concealer brush would. So I'm going to finish that. We're looking good, balanced. So we have it marked up. You could also incorporate different shadows. I wanted to try and stick with like one main shadow palette today, which is why it had that pretty gold in it. That's truly the reason why I chose that one, not because it had necessarily the blue in it, but the blue looks really pretty too. All right, so let's go into that gold shadow look. Hi, Lori. So glad. I hope you're following along. Ooh, I love that makeup image that you have. Thanks for saying hi and the compliment. All right, we're gonna go into that gold shadow. So this is the hottest trend right now, is like that smoky gold wing look. You cannot go wrong. So do it up, honestly. And what I like to do before I go in with gold is take that lightest color and kind of frame the inner corner with your highlight light color so you don't touch that area. It's unnecessary. We talked last week about a no-go zone. That's going to be like a no-go zone. You could also do it on the side as well. And we did this kind of with concealer last week, but that is also your no-go zone. All right, so this is a cool trick. You're gonna get a brush. You're gonna really get your brush coated. I prefer a flat brush, something smaller. And then you're gonna take your fix it, forget it spray, water, whatever you have that you can use on your eye, and you're going to spray your brush with the gold because it's going to create a more dramatic eye look. And then this is what we're going to use to shape our cat eye. All right. Typically, I'm pretty methodical about how I apply the lid shade, but when it comes to the cleanup of a cat eye, this is truly such a great technique to use. And I got it a little up here, which I'm going to actually work with and create almost this cut crease effect. So I'm just going to pull it up and fade it out with the gold. I hope you like it. I hope you're practicing at home. I'm going to do the other eye. So again, I'm going to coat with this color pretty generously. And then I'm going to spray right here, my fix it and forget it. And then I'd like to start in the inner part, but not too close. Remember, we put that highlight there so we wouldn't get it too close to the inner. And then we're gonna go and just kind of sculpt it. And it's okay if it gets like a little too high because we're gonna take it and then just like bring it back in. Like that. All right. So I love these shadows because they're almost similar to what like a cream shadow would be, but they're powder, so they're super easy to work with, and they last forever. This is an awesome summertime palette too. It's beautiful, and you can get super bold looks with it, or you could do something like soft and smoky like this. Now, if you want to bring in a little bit of a chocolate color, I recommend using the French Nude palette. That is going to, here, I'll put one of those colors on my crease so you can see. You can kind of create this more smoky bronze mattifying look up there. All right, so we're gonna finish the crease over on this side. And you can play up that wing liner as well. You can smoke it out even more. We'll get there. Hi, Joella, loving the gold. Oh, I'm so glad. I love the gold too. Like when I saw this as like one of the top trends, I was like, yes, this is my time to shine because gold, I've been on the hunt for the perfect gold for like since I've been using makeup truly. And I love this center gold here. It's like my go-to. So we are going to also apply some of this color to the inner part of the bottom waterline. Hi, Lori. Again, looks so easy. Oh my gosh, that makes me so happy. Thank you for saying that. And I can't wait to hear more about what you guys think because we're going to take it to the next level. So you can use a small brush first to kind of I do this in 2 steps. So the tip here is going to be applying that gold shadow to the middle of the bottom waterline to make your eyes pop. But before we do that, we're going to add a little bit of this deep eye color that we use to do the shadow wing, just a tiny bit on the inner outer. You don't even have to do the inner. If you get liner that smudges, don't do the inner, just do the outer. Because I'll show you what we're going to do for the outer in a second. Or you could even use an eyeliner. I have my handy dandy go-to black kohl pencil. You can do that as well. I just love the look though that eyeshadow gives when it's layered on top of the waterline. Okay, and then we're going to take the gold. I'm so sorry, I have to wash my, I don't know what happened to my other little brush here, so I'm going to quickly use a little bit brush spray to wash that. And then take this small brush again, and we're going to dip it into this gold metallic. And let me set my mirror. Okay, watch this. We're going to go on the bottom waterline and just go down slightly below. And it creates this beautiful 3D, kind of like a optical illusion effect. And it looks so great, especially if you're like going to be on a dance floor and, you know, like little like lights going on, or if an evening look, you could definitely see your eyes stand out. All right. All right. Hi, Tracy. Thank you so much. So nice to have you. I hope if you're going to a bachelorette party that this is a simple look that you can do and you let us know about it. Hi, Rayana. Stunning. Thank you so much. We are off to liner, right? Hi, Lori. How do you work with droopy eyelids? Well, you know what? This look here is actually something that I would do, because if you notice, it starts underneath the eye, and really it doesn't go further than here. So this is a perfect look for someone who has what they would consider droopy eyelids. Or you know what, you could also get a personal consultation. So you could even send us your, maybe even like a snapshot of you, or do a virtual consultation with one of our EVAs, and they could actually specifically tell you how it would be best on you. And that goes for everybody out there who's watching. You can also do that. I'll get to it at the end, but I just want everyone to know it's so hard because everyone has this different eye shape, and they you know, constantly ask for you know, things like droopy eye shadow looks, or the texture on the eye that can sometimes be challenging to work around. And we got you. We're not afraid to teach you how to do eyeshadow looks that are good for you. We did show you last week, I think it was, this thing called the no-go zone. And to prevent your eyes from looking more down or drooping further, you create this like line with your concealer, actually, from the bottom waterline all the way up to your brow while you're doing your eyeshadow. So that could help with some of the more hooded eyes, or even like if you're having a problem with like getting your lifted look to look lifted, I guess. So do you think it's good for day and night, or just night? I mean, I'm a makeup girl, so I will do day and night. To me, this is pretty subtle, and I would do something even more dramatic. So it's really right now about representing who you are with makeup. And if you think that it works for where you're going during the day, and it's not going to be overstated, or you're going to feel just as comfortable in it during the day, then absolutely do that. Sometimes I love to even understate things at nighttime, because it creates this, beautiful balance of like excitement and just, simplicity. So it really, right now, makeup is having the most wonderful moment. It's really anything goes, and bright colors are in, um, gorgeous golds are in, metallics are in, and it's really about representing you. So it's finding that confidence. But I would wear this for sure during the day. To the pool, I don't know if I would, because I would want to like, uh, I would probably sweat, and I don't do well with a lot of makeup on during like the pool or high heat. But if it's at nighttime, for sure, I would do this look at night. Um, all right, so let's get to our Idol liner. This liner we launched not too long ago. We love it. It is super easy to use, and that's why we're choosing it today. It has a nice sharp tip, and we're gonna just go right on top of what we've already done. So I'll start on this eye, and I'm gonna take my, I like to start at the tip when I'm doing on top of my map. I go from the tip in, and I make my way that way. And then I pull down as well. But the great thing about using like an eyeshadow is it kind of like blends things in. So even if you don't apply your liquid liner perfectly, it's like no one will even know. Um, and then same with over here. The trick though is to keep it from getting any bigger. And there's this like meme from a long time ago where it's like you start with this cute little kitten eye, and then it just like gets crazy and big. So I have that problem sometimes too when I'm creating, because the black will be more dramatic and you can tend to go a little too far. But that's when you pause, take a couple of deep breaths, and then go back with a clean brush or a concealer on it. And you're going to just take a little bit of that off if it got a little too far. Hi, Patty. Thanks so much. I'm so glad you like it. And I love your little Snoopy dog. Happy summer to you too. All right, so we're gonna go in next with this Idol liner. I told you earlier to stay away from that inner corner with eyeshadow if you have a problem with eyeshadow falling. So we're going to actually use the liner on the inner bottom corner and create that line. Sorry, I'll look more up so you can see what I'm doing. And then I like to take my finger and just not go into your eye, but take the pad of it and kind of smudge up. So it kind of, what's the word? It would be like housing and blurring any fine edges, creating a little bit more of a modern, precise line. And then same over here. I'm just using these super soft, delicate strokes, and then taking, not touching anywhere on the eye or the lid, or I mean waterline, and just kind of like scooting it up, kind of like, when you're sweeping dust into a dustpan or something like that. You just want to gently go like that, and that will help smooth out any lines. And it also makes your gold center part show up a little bit more. Make sure you finish your eyes with your favorite mascara. I have a little bit on, which is our most, sorry, it looks like this. It's Le8 Hypnos, and it is the most comfortable mascara I think I've ever worn in my life. I hope you try it. It just recently launched, and it is so comfortable, and it's good for your lashes. It's a serum infused mascara. We have some of the lives already on this, and go back and watch, please, because you are missing out if you don't know about this mascara. Hi, Annie. Great to see you. I am trying to learn new makeup tricks. It's my birthday, and I turned 68. Help. Oh my gosh. Happy birthday. It is so nice to see you here. Thank you for joining me. I feel so honored to have you here on your birthday. And I hope, if there's anything that I can help with, it might be at this point taking away some of these dark circles, because I got, as you can see, a little bit of eyeshadow. So let me show you how I do that. I am going to take a concealer, and we have peach correctors. So if you're not familiar with peach correctors, and you struggle with dark circles, I've seen this question on our videos before, so I want to address it here. And I feel like it's just like a common question. Use a peach concealer, or you could even use something like bronzer, or a orange powder, anything. And then you're going to just take your concealer and go in this V area. And this will take off any of the fallout. And if you're using a peach concealer, make sure you are using an actual concealer after that. All right, let's finish the look. I got one for you, Annie. This is one that you will love on your birthday at 68 beautiful years old. We are going to get sun-kissed cheeks. This is one of my favorite things. I used to be a sunbed tanner, so I would go to like the tanning booths and do that. No more. I have a spray tan gun, actually, because it is wonderful. It has you can put like spray tan solution in it, but this is not what we're going to do today. We're going to use, I'm actually using a L'Oreal Sublime Bronze Sunless Tanner, and this is something you're going to want to do the night before. Apply to your brush just like that, not too much because it's actually more liquidy than you think. And you're going to take it and you're just going to contour your features right where you need it. You can do it on the cheek area. That's a safe place to start. You can do your forehead if you want to blend that hairline and create more of a focus down there on the eyes. You can contour your nose. You can do under the jaw here. You can do, there's so much you can do. So have fun with it. Do it the night before. And you know what, if you feel like you messed up, maybe do it a couple nights before. Because if you're like, I don't know what this is going to look like in the morning, which it should be fine, because these sunless tanners are very tame. Typically, they're more buildable than anything. Just grab your moisturizer and blend it all in. An area to think about to avoid is this upper lip area or this chin area, because this is our more hormonal area. We produce lots of oil for some reason in this area, and it will oxidize the tan. So make sure you do not apply it on the upper lip area or like this area here. I have learned through my mistakes. So in case that happens, just take a little water and a cotton round and just kind of wipe down. All right, so that is your sunless tanner. Do it the night before. Tell me what you think about it. And then now for our foundation, this is a fun one too. We're going to take a pump of our foundation. We're going to be using our Tonto liquid, and we're going to take our Prep and Matte at the same time. And we are going to just mix it. Can I get this open? There we go. We're going to mix it on the back of our hand. And by the way, if you're just joining us, this is Get Ready With Me. I'm here with Rachel usually on Tuesdays, every Tuesday at 3 p.m. Eastern time. And we have our Robert Cook, who is here on Thursday. And if you go over to our brand website and there isn't a special going on, which there is one going on right now. It's for Members Day. When you sign up, you get 25% off. But if you don't want to sign up and you still want a little discount, use code Robert and you can get 15% off your purchase. So we just combined our foundation with our primer, and now we're going to mix it on the back of our hand, because you know, we spent a lot of time doing that cat eye, and maybe you had a glass of wine while you got ready, and now we're running out of time. So we got to go quickly to make it to the bachelorette party or summer party as fast as we can. And we're going to just do what we like to call mixology. That's a common name for cocktails, but this is what it is when we mix a couple different products and apply it to the face. And I'm using shade 215. That's a super flexible shade. Sometimes in the summertime, I like to mix it with shade 330. There are other neutral shades that are in between there, but for some reason, I just like, I'm a mixer. So I like to do that. I'm doing these tapping, pressing motions to kind of let the foundation and the primer settle. And I'm using Prep and Matte, which is my favorite going out primer. We have 3 different primers. We have La Boss Pro, which is our staple. It's a beautiful primer. That's Rachel's favorite. And we also have the Hydrate and Prep. So Hydrate and Prep is awesome when you are feeling like a little dry or you want that super radiant look, where I'm more going for more natural and long wear. All right, we have our foundation on, and now for lips, we're going to keep it modern by using a brown undertone for our lips. And I love this color. It's called But First Cafe. It's super beautiful, and I love the drama that it gives without looking too out of place, because our eyes are pretty bold. We want to keep it a little bit natural. If it's too much for you, just take a powder, or you could use like an eyeshadow like this and just tap in the center. This will make it long wear. It will also tone it down just a little bit. And then we also have these beautiful things that we don't, it's called Mademoiselle Shine. We don't bring up a lot, but it's like one of my favorite things, lip products that are at Lancome. It's on our website. We'll put it in the chat. That would be a beautiful top coat for this look as well. We have lots of beautiful colors. And I have it listed on the face chart at the end as well. Hi, Kamal. Thank you so much for being here. Good to see you. And then oh, hi, Margot. Thank you for making this beautiful look accessible with this tutorial. What lipstick are you wearing? Thanks for asking. Thank you, Margot, for being here and cheering me on too. I love hearing from you guys. I am using, it's called But First Cafe, and I just set it down. Here it is. And it's this beautiful chocolatey color. But what I did on top was put just like a lighter like eyeshadow right here on top of it. So it like tamed it just slightly, and it's going to keep it on for even longer. And you won't, honestly, I don't even think you'll need to pack your lipstick when you go, because the wear is so long. I would recommend, we're going to pack our bag next, your lip liner, your lip balm, because sometimes, you know, you get thirsty, your lips get dry. Lip balm is like the best companion. And that's what a lot of those Mademoiselle Shines are, which actually I have one right here, which is gorgeous. And it has this like super comfortable glow to it. So pack your lip balm, pack your powder, because you're going to be dancing on the dance floor, and you're going to need, if you get shiny, you're going to want that. And then concealer in case, you know, you smudge your lips, or I don't know. I always feel really safe when I have like a little concealer or a little sample of foundation with me, and then also a powder to go along with it. So those are things that I would recommend. Those are things that I would pack for this type of a look. go ahead and make sure you ask me any questions. If I didn't get to your question, I'll get to it after the show. So hi, Lori. I've learned so much. Thank you again. Oh my gosh, thank you. I'm so excited that you learned something today. And also happy birthday, Annie. I hope you have a great day. And I'll be talking to you in the chat. And if you want to talk to someone on our website, go and press the chat with us button. So at Lancome, we actually have people behind the screens and not robots. So you can chat with a person who can give you some really good recommendations for you. If you want to do what I talked about this like in the center of the show, the live consultation. This is something different and unique that we have, that we offer at Lancome. And you should take advantage of it if you want products that are specific for you. So tap that live consultation button, because that's going to be like a virtual consultation that you can do with one of our EBAs, one of our beauty advisors that are online. And then if you have questions, comments, or would just like to reach out to us, make sure you email us at experiencebeauty@lancome-usa.com. We'd be happy to answer any question. We'd love your recommendations that you want to see on Get Ready With Me with Rachel and myself. Or if you want your own personal face chart, which you'll see at the end with recommended products for you for looks like this, or maybe others that you've seen we've done, then let us know. Email us here. So thank you so much. And don't forget, Robert is on Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. And Rachel and I will be back with you next week. Have a great rest of your day. Bye. Thanks for joining.